I've got not the biggest GameCube collection, but majority of these games I've had since childhood. And while I don't have every game that I would like in my GameCube collection, I feel like it's a pretty decent one. So we're going to talk about it. I've done this several times for other consoles already. GameCube games are very expensive and will probably always be very expensive. Hopefully, with the Switch 2 having GameCube on it, will bring those prices down, but we'll see. Who knows? Let's just put this off to the side. And we're going to go in reverse order this time. Tony Hawk's Underground. Obviously, the Pro Skater series is really popular right now. The first two games were remade. They're remaking the third and fourth games, which let's just drop that in here. But Tony Hawk's Underground, I think, is very underrated. I really hope that after 3 and 4 remakes, they do an Underground 1 and 2 remake, because they did a really good job with 1 and 2. I'm assuming 3 and 4 is also just as good. These games are really fun. You can get off of your skateboard in this one. And of all the games, this is one of the few games me and my sister would both play, like a skateboarding game. My sister, I know most of you don't know who my sister is, but that's just still boggles my mind that my sister loved playing this game. She also liked playing Pro Skater because my sister and I loved making different skate parks like all the time. That's pretty much all we did in the Pro Skater games. We would spend hours making our own custom park to then skate around in it for like 20 minutes and then be done with it. It didn't really make a ton of sense, but we had so much fun with it. And then with this, I think you could play 2-player with this one. I'm not sure. Yeah, 2 players at the same time. And we'd like walk around, and yeah, we probably didn't play the skateboarding part the way you were meant to, but we had so much fun in it. It was a real like bonding game for me and my sister. You could honestly attribute the Tony Hawk games as to one of the many reasons why my sister and I get along so well even to this day. So I love the Tony Hawk games, and it's mainly because I love my sister. Next up, we'll talk about 2 more games at the same time. Please excuse this. Actually, let's just go back to this for a second. Wrong one. Pro Skater 4, I got this later on, like in the past 5 years or so. We actually had Pro Skater 3, and I guess I sold it off to like GameStop or Game Crazy at some point in life. But yeah, I still need to get 3 back because that's the one that we actually played. Anyways, The Incredibles games. This thing is disgusting. I don't remember when I got this. I would love to get a new case for it, as well as print new box art, because yikes. But I think I also ended up getting these like when I got back into retro gaming in the past 5 years or so. I don't think these hurt my original copies because I took really, really good care of my stuff. But anyways, if you've never played these games, I've actually made a video like dedicated to each of these games on the main channel already. This game is rage inducing, but it's kind of fun. It's really just rage inducing because it's like poorly made. There's a lot of glitches in it that just irritate the heck out of you, but it's still fun. If they remastered this game, I would play it a lot. That's a day one buy for me, but they probably won't because it's a licensed kids game. But then they made the Incredibles sequel way before they actually made the second movie. And this was what they thought it would be, because at the end of the first movie, spoiler alert, the Underminer comes around and they like start to go off and fight him, and the credits roll. And in the second movie, they do start off fighting him, but it's kind of like in a Marvel movie where you like have a smaller villain to start and then you like get into the movie and then there's like a bigger villain at the end. That's what happens in the actual second movie. In this game, the whole time the enemy is the Underminer. He is the big bad for this game. And unfortunately, you can only play as Mr. Incredible or Frozone. In this game, you could play as everybody in the family. Maybe not Jack Jack. I don't remember. And I don't think that Frozone's actually playable in the first game. I could be wrong. But these are the only 2 that are playable in this game. This is a single player game. This is also a single player game, but you can play it 2-player. My dad and I played it a lot growing up. We had, well, at least I had a blast playing this game. I'm sure my dad did too, because he loved playing video games with me. He still does. But honestly, this is the better game. The story isn't like the most solid thing. For kid me, it was amazing. And I loved this game so much that when the second movie came out, I was majorly disappointed that it wasn't exactly like this game. And if you watch like the included video that's on the game, you learn how into it the game devs were. Like they were like, this is exactly how the sequel is gonna go, and we're gonna make a video game on it. But then there was no sequel movie until like 10 years later or so. But they were really passionate about this, and I think it was for good reason. And like even John Rassenberger was, I believe, the voice of the Underminer, and he voiced it in this game, and he was even like super passionate about it. Anyways, I'm talking about this for like way too long, but if you like The Incredibles like me, like this is my favorite Pixar movie of all time. You should definitely give these a shot. I think they're the best Pixar games to ever come out. That's not saying much though, because the THQ Pixar games are meh. A lot of people's favorite Smash Brothers game, Melee. I remember because of this right here, I had to plead with my mom to let me play Super Smash Brothers. I wanted this game so bad, and she finally was like, "Okay, you can play it." I think I even like pointed at the bestseller sticker as like a way to coax my mom into buying it. She probably doesn't remember any of this, but I'm pretty sure I was like, "See, it's a bestseller. How could it be bad? It's Nintendo and it's like a bestseller." Probably the only time I ever pointed at the official Nintendo seal of approval as a way to get a video game. But in the end, while I did enjoy this at the time, and it actually made the lead up to Brawl really fun, it's honestly not my favorite Smash Brothers game looking back. Probably because people are just so good at it and I'm not. And so I just don't have fun because I'm playing people that are way better than me 90% of the time when I play this game. And the thing I love the most about Super Smash Bros. Is actually Subspace Emissary. That's in Brawl. There's not really a single player mode in any of the other Smash Brothers game like it. So Melee, it's good, it's solid. I appreciate it, but I don't really go back to it that much. I'm never gonna get rid of this. Don't get me wrong. And I recently actually got the Japanese version included in one of the GameCubes that I bought from Japan because I mod GameCubes. If you don't know, retroremaster.com. You can buy a modded GameCube region free and play games off your SD card. Anyways, I think it's a really cool game. I mean, I don't really need to sell anybody on this. People are probably already upset with me for it not being my favorite Smash Brothers. So I'll just put this back over here and we'll get to another set of two games. Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2. I will keep this short and sweet because I've gone in depth on these games in one of my very first, if not my very first, second channel video. Super Monkey Ball 1 and 2 are some of my favorite games of all time. They are amazing. They just remade them a few years ago for all the major platforms. The remake is good. However, the controls feel just a lot better in this. It's not like game breaking than remakes, but they're good enough. These are just better. I don't know why. It's a completely different engine in the remakes. I think they use Unreal Engine or something like that. For Unity? Unity. I think it was made in Unity. Anyways, Super Monkey Ball, I think, is the better title. However, the story mode of Super Monkey Ball 2 is really good. Also, if you're gonna play the story mode on the remake, I think that the cutscenes, while they're both kind of dumb, the cutscenes are better in the original Super Monkey Ball 2 than in the remake. I don't know why they changed it, other than maybe they didn't have all the original files, so they just made it from scratch so it looked better than upscaling a 480p video. I don't know. But yeah, I don't want to go too deep into this. These are really, really good games. If you have a GameCube, pick them up. Honestly, these are great games to just get immediately if you've never played a GameCube. Like if you're wanting to get into GameCube, either of these games are great starting points, even though they're not Nintendo's like first party games. They're really solid. I love these games. they're also just like some of the best party games on the Switch outside of Mario Party, Mario Kart. Okay, there's a lot of good party games on the GameCube, never mind. But they're still good party games. Super Mario Sunshine. I like it. I mean, okay, 3D Mario is just pretty much always good. I like it better than 64. I have never actually finished Sunshine before. I always sit down to play it and finish it, and then I don't. I don't know why. I really enjoy running around Delfino Plaza in this game. But like after the first, like, I don't know, couple hours of playing the game, I kind of fall out of it. I don't know. It's a solid game. I'm pretty sure most people would like it, especially if you are a huge Mario and 3D Mario fan. But this is like one of the most popular GameCube games. I feel like I don't have to sell this one either. I don't think it's a horrible thing if you don't like Super Mario Sunshine, but it's definitely, I don't know, I was going to say it's definitely the most different of the 3D Mario games, but all of them are so different from each other. Like 64 is the most basic one, and then you've got Flood in this that just takes it on a completely different level, but then you're in space for a galaxy, and then like Odyssey is completely different. Like it's kind of going back to basics, but then you're also controlling like so many different characters, and Odyssey is my favorite of the 3D Mario games. Anyways, it's worth trying, especially if you can get it at a decent price, or if you have the Switch 2, because that'll be on the Switch 2 at launch. Cool, right? Or later. Later. It's not at launch. Never mind. I lied. Anyways, moving on. My favorite game on the GameCube, and possibly my favorite game of all time, Super Mario Strikers, which is just so ironic because I don't care about soccer one bit. I'm sorry. It's kind of boring to me, but I'm sure a lot of people would find American football boring too, and I love American football. Anyways, that's not the hill I want to die on today. I'm not always the best at video games. A lot of competitive games I'm not that good at. I'm a very competitive person, but I have to say, I think this is the game I'm best at. I feel like I can beat a lot of people. If there was a competitive scene for this game, I would be trying my best in it, and I think I would be doing pretty good. I'm really hoping that there's some sort of competitive scene when this comes to the Switch 2. Man, I am so excited that they've teased this. I was shocked that they teased this because, like, I feel like there's a lot of other games that Nintendo would rather promote, but I guess I'm not the only one who really loves this game. Or there's just someone at Nintendo that loves me. I don't know. But I will kick anybody's butt in this game. Honestly, come at me. I might just do like a tournament the day that this comes out for Switch Online, because man, I love this. It is soccer as you've never seen it. It's soccer with Mario items, and you can do super goals, and you can like slide tackle people, and pretty much, I mean, you can headbutt them. It's crazy. It is so much fun. Like it doesn't matter if you're a soccer fan or not. It's a great game. Man, a lot of these games work is just doubling them up. But we got Prime and Prime 2. I'm a big Metroid fan, but honestly, I've played a decent chunk of Prime remastered on Switch. I'm just not as into it as I am into the 2D games. I still think that the Prime series is probably a pretty good series. I mean, just look at the ratings for them. They're great. The hype behind Prime 4 is insane. But I didn't fall in love with the 3D Metroid games like I fell in love with the 2D Metroid games. So I'm not gonna like put them on blast. I think they're good. They're just not for me. But as a huge Metroid fan in general, I wanted to collect these. So I have 1 and 2. I have Metroid 3 standalone, and I actually bought the Prime Trilogy digital copy on Wii U before that shut down. But I don't have the ultra expensive Prime Trilogy physical edition. So I also own Other M, for those who are wondering. I think I actually own a copy of every single Metroid game. I actually don't have the original on NES. I have the NES Classics version. I guess it's the Famicom Classics version because I have the Japanese copy for GBA, but I don't actually have an NES or Famicom cartridge of Metroid 1. That's a lie. I have the disc system Metroid. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. Solid games. If you like Metroid, you should try Metroid Prime. Maybe try the remaster version because it looks phenomenal and it's probably a little bit more updated than Prime 1, but I think that this still holds up, the original copy. So, anyways, that's those games. I only have one Mario Party game. Which one do you think it is? If you want a hint, I got this in a bundle for my GameCube, brand new. I have the 101 model, and the game is Mario Party 7. I know people pretty much across the board say that Mario Party 6 is the best one. I've played it. I grew up with this one. This is my bias. The maps on this game are awesome. I love the mini games in this one. The 8-player mini games are so much fun. I don't know how people don't like Mario Party 7 more, but this was my first GameCube game because I got it in the bundle, like I said. So I played this a lot. Me and my family played this a lot. My sister, my dad, me, every friend that has ever come over to my house has probably played Mario Party 7 with me. It is so much fun. You gotta give it a shot. I know Mario Party prices are insane right now, but I think this is actually one of the cheaper ones. I could be wrong, but I love it. And that's all I have to say about that. Mario Kart Double Dash with the bonus disc. You can play demos on the disc. Fun fact, this copy, well, not this copy, but a copy of Mario Kart Double Dash that was mine originally as a child. I lent it to a family friend and they never gave it back, along with my black GameCube controller. I've never seen those since, so I rebought this and I still don't have a black controller. That's all right though. I love the family friends that I did lend this to, and they probably have no idea that they never returned it, and I'm not going to make them feel bad about it. So they will not be named, but my mom knows who they are. Anyways, Double Dash it's really fun. It's a solid Mario Kart. Personally, I love Mario Kart Wii more. I spent more time with Mario Kart Wii. I spent a lot of time with Double Dash, and it's, again, really solid Mario Kart. Probably top 3 Mario Karts. I mean, I'd say Wii and then 8 Deluxe for me, and then probably Double Dash. But I might even put Double Dash above 8 Deluxe, which might be a sin to some people, but it's a good game. And I spent a lot of time playing this game. I use this as my game to test discs on the modded GameCubes that I sell. So I frequently play a round of like Daisy's Cruiser or Peach Beach, Mushroom City. I bounce around because I really do love a lot of the maps on this. DK Mountain. Who could forget about DK Mountain? I did, apparently. But the only thing I'm not really into is battle mode. I've never really been a battle mode person. But yeah, I'm glad that I picked this up for $20 because I'm sure it's way more than $20 now. Because I did pick this up in the past 5 years, like a few of the other games I talked about. But yeah, it's Mario Kart. What else do I need to say about Mario Kart? Lego Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. Man, I also spent a lot of time playing this with my dad. Between The Incredibles 2 and this game, we played a lot of it. We played these for hours and hours. My dad knows the majority of the Star Wars lore based off of this game. I'm not joking. I mean, I'm sure he's seen all of the Star Wars movies at some point in his life, but I genuinely think that the majority of his Star Wars knowledge comes from these games. And honestly, for a while, that was me too. I played this game before I watched any of the original trilogy. And yeah, I mean, I can attribute this game to my love for Star Wars now. I mean, right behind me, I've got the 4K Blu-ray special edition from like Best Buy that they did like 5 years ago that has like a special note from Mark Hamill. It's signed and everything. It's super cool. It was like $200. It probably sells for way more than that now. I love Star Wars. I mean, you can put Darth Vader in the Leia bikini. What's not to love about this game? Ross would go crazy for this. But if you've somehow never played a Lego game, this is the way to go. I like the original trilogy too, but I mean, the prequel trilogy of these games, because that came before this one. That's why it's Lego Star Wars 2, even though this is the original trilogy. Are you confused yet? But it's the sequel to the award-winning Lego Star Wars video game. It's one of the best co-op experiences you can have. And I just gotta say, the Skywalker Saga. It ruins the first six, like this and the original game. It ruins those 6 movies in the Skywalker Saga. I will die on that hill. Anyways, phenomenal game. Don't get the Skywalker Saga. Next, I've talked about this at length on a number of my channels, on a number of my videos. Crazy Taxi, phenomenal game. I play the crap out of this. I play it every week because this is my number 1 testing game. I load this onto every SD card that goes into my modded GameCubes, and then I delete them before I sell them. I'm sorry. I can't do it. It's illegal for me to include that game on there, but if I could, I would. And I've definitely never accidentally forgotten to delete the ROM off of those SD cards before I sell them. Anyways, Crazy Taxi is a fun arcade game where you drive people around because you're a taxi driver. You pick them up, you get them to where they want to go as fast as you can, and then you pick someone else up. And then you just do that until the time runs out, until time runs out. Sega is actually going to be making a new version of this game or remaking this one. I don't know. It's like unclear yet, but it's one of their few like Sega classics that they're bringing back. They announced a couple years ago. I am super excited for that. Both this and the second game. I don't think the second game ever came out in the GameCube, but it's on the Dreamcast. I know that. Both of these games are really fun. It's an arcade game, so you're not going to spend hours upon hours playing it, but it's fun to pick up and play. I have it on my phone. I really wish that I could emulate GameCube games on my phone so I could easily play the GameCube version of Crazy Taxi whenever I wanted. This is another one of my favorite games of all time. I hope they bring it to the Switch too, but I don't know if that's going to happen since, like I said, Sega's going to be making a new version of this or whatever. And plus, it's a Sega game. It's not a Nintendo game. It was originally a Dreamcast game, but I talked about that in my video that you've probably already watched by now. If you haven't watched it, it's my latest version as of posting this latest video on my main channel. Anyways, absolutely grab Crazy Taxi. It's probably not that expensive. Grab it if you grab a GameCube or if you already own one. And the last game that we're going to talk about today. It's the last game that I own that we have not talked about. I grew up playing the absolute crap out of this game, Animal Crossing. The original. The population is growing. I am upset because I never got the special present on the memory card because I never got a memory card included because I bought this for $10 at a pawn shop when I was probably about 10 years old. Actually, when I was younger than that, because I wasn't even 10 when the Wii came out. But me and my sister would fight over this game, not in a bad way, but we had to set timers to share this game. So I would play it for an hour, she would play it for an hour. And when it was the other person's turn, we would sit there and watch. And we would talk about it and be like, yeah, we were collaborating on our town. I love reminiscing about the game because of, again, like Tony Hawk, how we started this video. It was one of those games that really bonded me and my sister. And we have such a good relationship because of this game. I love her to death. I wish I could go back to those days where we would sit around on the couch playing this all day. Because when people talk about those were the days, those were the days. And even outside of playing this with my sister, there was a schoolyard rumor that I'd always heard. I don't remember where I heard it originally, but like I said in the video on the main channel, I always thought it was like a Mew under the truck situation. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there was no Mew under the truck. That's just what people said. And what I had heard as this rumor was that if you paid off all of your debts in this game, Tom Nook would erect a golden statue of your character in the middle of town. And I'm like, I don't think this is true. Not one bit. But I went back to the game a couple years after the Wii had come out, probably even closer to the Wii U coming out, at a point where I could have actually Googled it and looked it up because I had Wi-Fi finally, We had dial-up for a long time. Anyways, I paid off all of my debts and I got a golden statue. It was true. It was true. I was shocked. Absolutely flabbergasted. I don't know if all of the Animal Crossing games are worth going back to. And maybe this is just my nostalgia taking over my bias. But I think the original is actually worth going back to. Maybe not grinding out all of your debt, but at least looking at it, checking it out. It's so much fun. I mean, if you like the new Animal Crossing or any of the other Animal Crossing games, you should try this if you haven't already. It's cool. If not, it would just be a cool addition to your collection. But that is really it for this video. Oh boy. These are all of my physical games for the GameCube that I currently own. I have owned a few other games for the GameCube in my life, but I didn't have a job as a kid because I was lazy at the age of 9. Like, what are you kidding me? So I would trade in games and never see them again. And I also rented a lot of games growing up because that was what you did back then. You had more than just GameFly. I was around before the days of GameFly. I was around when Hollywood Video still existed. So the amount of times that I either borrowed a game from Hollywood Video or went in to buy and trade and sell games at Game Crazy and then eventually GameStop when our town got big enough to have a GameStop, I'm missing some games, some good ones. But eventually, when I am rich and famous from this whole YouTube thing, I'll be buying a lot more GameCube games. And hopefully they still come down in price because even if I'm rich and famous from YouTube, it's still really expensive.